Hello, one and all, it's Nerdcraft here, bringing you a Korean ladder match game here. Spawning on the eastern position of the Shattered Temples is going to be our red Protoss player, none other than the hero of Protoss, LiquidHero himself, and his opponent. Spawning on the blue on the western position is going to be a fearsome opponent of great stature. It is going to be none other than Fnatic MSI's very own Alive, formerly of TSL, and one of my favorite Terrans actually. He's just so freaking awesome. If you've seen him play, it's just amazing. He's one of those guys who can combine aggression and macro really well. Something I feel Terran players can have a hard time doing. You know, being aggressive, being very harass orientated, but also getting really far ahead. Massive maps cut in half scenarios and things like that. Hero, of course, everyone knows him, everyone loves him, at least foreigner-wise. If you know Team Liquid, you know LiquidHero. And he is just an all-around great, solid player. He loves that harass style. He just loves getting his War Prism up and putting lots of Zealots and Sentries. He loves the Sentry drops. That's one of his favorite plays, I'm pretty sure of. So without further ado, let's get into this game. What do we have here? We have a single gateway with a single barracks. Exciting stuff going on right now, am I right, folks? Holy crap, if only there was games that were more on this level of play. Whew. Jeez, it's intense. Look at that barracks being built. Oh man, that SCV, he is going to work right now. And just look at this probe. Well, the probe's not doing anything, but this is pretty, isn't it? So I'm just doing this because in the beginning of the game there's not really much to talk about. You talk about the styles, the maps, but everyone knows Shattered Temple. Everyone knows Hero, and Alive, I pretty much went over it. He was formerly of TSL. He does aggression and macro really well, things like that. And overall, very good. A very, very good Terran player. Actually, he went to the semifinals of the recent Code S season. So, that just got to tell you that, hey, look at that. He got pretty far. And that has to signify something, and I'm not saying that means anything, really. I mean, you can have players who are like one-shot wonders, and you can have players who, like one-shot wonders like Fruit Dealer, who, won the very first GSL ever, but, hasn't really had much results as since. And then you have players like Nesty, who are constantly in Code S, constantly getting up there, constantly winning it, too. Man, I got, the miniature hiccups or something. But this barracks is going to have a reactor coming onto it. It'd be weird to see a reactored Hellion opening, which is actually what we are going to be seeing. Hopefully this isn't a 1-1-1. Well, actually, I know it's not a 1-1-1 because it's a reactor coming down instead of a tech lab. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. Alive, he can be very aggressive and he can be very macro oriented, and he has a way of combining the two in a very interesting way. But right now, from everything I've seen, aside from a wall-off, this is looking a lot like a TVZ play. And the barracks is going to get down right there. It's going to make a tech lab or just going to continue marine production. Actually, looks like he's going to have to relift that again, because that's not going to fit on the barracks, is it? No, it will, actually. The Stalker and Zealot coming up here, just that classic Stalker Zealot harass that you always do. A little poking, just to kind of make your enemy aware that, hey, you're there. It's like, whenever I do it, I'm just like, hey, I'm here, I'm queer, deal with it. I don't actually say I'm queer, but, you get the point. The Tech Lab is going down in that factory. That's just to transition into Marine Tank, but this looks a lot like a ZVT. This is just really weird. That Zealot's gonna get in there and see, yeah, this is interesting. What are you doing here? And of course, he's also gonna be able to take out those mules. The Hellions are out, but it takes a while for Hellions to kill Zealots just because Zealots have so much HP. Okay, there it goes. And just four SCVs, not a huge difference right there. Nothing huge. Concussive Shell and Marauders are coming out as well. The expansion is about over halfway done. Same with Hero's Nexus. So they're both pretty looking the same. Hero is going to be transitioning to a 2-gate Robo after expansion. So very common again. Everyone's playing pretty standard except for Alive, who decided to build Hellions in a PVT. And I don't know if he scouted and everything, wasn't paying attention, and he saw that there was Stalker and Zealots there. He's like, oh, that's right, he's Protoss. Aha, that's right. These Hellions are going to be used as a... Oh, look at that. The Hellion driver is like, oh god, why did he make such a stupid joke? And 2 barracks are being made up as well. These Hellions are just playing around with these Stalkers. You know, that's a dance you never really want to dance to. Immortals coming up, very interesting. Well, that's almost a standard. You have to kind of build Immortals against Terran nowadays, just because of the amount of Marauders that can be made in it. The Stalkers going back. This one's just going to stand at the Xel'Naga tower. The Xel'Naga cow, actually. It's a new kind of cow that the Xel'Naga created. Instead of 4 udders and make like 2.5 gallons of milk in one sitting, this thing has like 16 udders and can make roughly 45 gallons like a second. So yeah, this is like a Xel'Naga cow. That's what it'd be like, because the Xel'Naga they really loved their milk. So that's why they had a cow like that. An observer is going to be coming out here pretty soon. Of course, going to just get that scout off. We can see that reactor being made and the starport. Okay, so yeah, Alive is going to be sticking to that very, you know, biocentric composition that we always see Terran use against Protoss. I was kind of hoping we could see that Nada style of PvT. You know, Banshees, siege tanks, and Marines, sometimes Marauders if you can afford it with the gas. But it looks like we're not going to be seeing that in this game. It's actually pretty lax game so far. You know, they're both just sitting back like, okay, let's just get some bases here, and then we can play. Now, the observer is going to see, the observer and the Stalker actually are going to see that the Hellions are coming forward, but you know, the Hellions aren't going to be really able to do anything. I'd hate to say that they were a waste, but at the same time, you know, they're not doing anything. Those Marines easily taking out the observer. That's what's so crazy about these pro players. They can spot an observer so fast. Me, I see it, then I'm like, whoa, whoa. And then it stops. I'm like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? And I'm like looking back and forth, and everything's like, I know it's there. And then I put like 6 scans in my base because I missed it that much times. But of course, Alive being a little better of a player than me, I heard he's just a bit better than me. He could probably beat me in a best of 3 series. He could probably take a game off me, maybe. If he was lucky. So we have the first classes coming up here. Extended Thermal Lance is not going to be researched as of yet. What was that? That was like my voice decided to do something funny. And these 2 gates are going to be just, you know, transformed into, or morphed into warp gates. It's interesting that there's no Extended Thermal Lance on the way. I mean, he's got the gas for it and everything. Okay, there it goes. Medevac being made right now. Would not be surprised to see if that's going to drop the Hellions in here. I love this 2-prong attack here that Alive is going to be doing. Heroes knowing that Alive wants to put the pressure on, mainly because he brought this factory along. Usually you don't bring a factory along with your opponent unless you want to use it as either a scouting or kind of like a distraction for the Stalkers. The Hellions being put into the main right there. Are they going to be able to take out? They're going to take a couple of probes out. It does reveal that there is indeed Colossus, but oh wow, actually killed quite a few probes. But you know, Alive doesn't really care. He's like, okay, well, we're still going to do this. Actually, he has a lot of stuff, a lot of Marines stepping forward. The Marauders in the back, great force fields there from Hero. But the Colossus is going to come in and going to be able to really sweep everything up. He's like, what are you guys doing here? That's funny. You guys need to keep killing stuff. You guys need to keep hitting. What is that sound? Oh, it's this. Okay. Like, why is there a Zealot, like, hitting stuff? Where is it? And he was right over here. So, ooh, looks like Alive just using those medevacs for vision, trying to snipe pylons and everything. Gonna try and get rid of this factory. But, you know, that's only so much time you can do. You see that Alive is also getting Vikings as well. Level 1 weapons is on its way for him, and 2 forges coming up for Hero. So, you know, they're both going to start getting their upgrades. Of course, Hero is going to be able to get those upgrades much faster, because I don't think Alive has 2 eBays. Yeah, only 1 eBay so far. And Alive's not really looking to expand anytime soon. I think he wants to end it off 1 base. But Hero, he wants to get that 3rd base up. You know, he wants to get a lot of bases and get going. 1-1 is coming up for Hero. You know, not much going on as of right now. If we check the income, excuse me, that was really weird. See, Alive is soaring ahead despite being down by 2 SCVs. Of course, that's because of mules, and I don't care what people say. If they say, you know, mules OP or this and that. They were put in the game for a reason. Of course, there are some things about mules that need to be fixed. Like, I don't necessarily agree with having mules collect 30 minerals in 1 drop. Like, for every trip they go back and forth. I'd prefer if they did, like, you know, 10 to 15 instead of calling a mule down and it's like having 6 SCVs for a short period of time, and having more like 2 or 3 SCVs, and that makes much more sense. This factory, of course, is going to see where the army is, and it is out of position. So Alive going to look to actually utilize on this by doing a big Doom drop over here. And there is Colossus and Stalkers waiting, but there's 4 Vikings also ready to go. So this Colossus is going to be able to get some kills before it goes down. And that Mortal is going to go down as well. These medevacs aren't really getting time to heal up the bio, so that's kind of not good. All the Vikings actually decided to go back for some reason, so there's only 1 Viking. That's going to be really easily sniped. And, oh, if you can get that medevac, do it, hero. Okay. Okay, he didn't die. Whew. Let's just say, an entire medevac full of 3 Marauders and 2 Marines. That's pretty hefty loss right there. Hero getting his 3rd saturated and everything. The Viking gonna stay behind. He's like, you know, I'm gonna pillage and plunder a little bit more before we. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna head back. Okay, Mom, I'll listen to you. Hero just bringing his army back and forth, back and forth. I like this kind of like, it's kind of like looking for drops. If we check out the unit counting station, it is 16 Zealots, 1 Colossus, 4 Stalkers, and 6 Sentries. So Hero indeed going for that very, very, man, what do you say, Zealot heavy composition. I wouldn't be surprised to see Charge coming up here anytime soon. No, instead of Blink. Oh man, these players confuse me. So they'll get a lot of Zealots, they'll get the Twilight Council, then they'll research Blink. It's like, oh, but Zealots are so freaking good. Stalker going to replace his Fallen Comrade up there, and we have the Templar Archives also coming up for Hero as well. You can see right there. Hey, look, halfway done. What do we have coming out from Alive? We actually do have a reactor and another reactor, probably for this starport right there. And just sticking very bio, he's getting 2 starports just so he can make Vikings and medevacs at the same time. Of course, it's always really nice to do. And going for gold, says Alive. He's like, watch me do this, and he's even using an orbital command. Talk about ballsy right there. 2-2 is coming up for Hero as well. What does Alive have? He only has 01, which is interesting. I always hear people say that, you know, I always hear people say that upgrades for Terran is so necessary for them. And this medevac is going to go drop over at this 3rd and just going to keep the bio over here. Now, if Hero came over here and just swept this bio up, I don't know how Alive would actually react. I don't know. I don't think he'd pull back over here. I think he'd just cut his losses and try to see what he can do. But you know, this army is very vulnerable. They do have a lot of bio, but you know, it's soon to be 2-2 Protoss, and the drop is going to be coming in right here. Zealots are ready. High Templars are there, but you know, Storm isn't done, and there is no storm, and there is not enough energy for that. This drop is going to be easily done, taken care of. Unfortunately, did lose a High Templar there. You know, cut 1 head off, is instantly replaced by another. Well, 2 more is how the saying goes, but you know, he doesn't have enough weapons for 2 High Templar, and that would be a lot of High Templars. Like, okay, I lost 1, 2, lost 2, 4, 4, 16, 16, 32, 32, 64, 64, 128, and I'm not going to continue because we get it. There's a lot of High Templars if you did that. So they're just sitting back again. Ghosts are on the way because they did see the High Templar is Alive's gonna start getting his amount of ghosts up. Command Center going down over here, getting that 4th, which Hero is not doing. He's a little reluctant to do so. Wouldn't be surprised if he went for the gold anytime soon. But he's just sitting back with a Colossus, High Templar, Zealot, which he got Blink, but oh man, okay, there it is. So to say again, what's with this Blink and not even using it? Come on, get Charge! Charge is just about to finish in 3-3 on the way. These are going to just be some very powerful Zealots. They're going to be able to do 10 damage, possibly 11 or 12 damage. Now Stalker's coming forward. They're just going to blink back, do some harass. The army is going to take out this gold. That factory did see it. And the Stalkers, looks like they're going to be... Ooh, only lost 1 Stalker. The Observer taken out as well. Now Colossus going forward, losing a little shield damage right there. So this is going to be the part where they feel, okay, now we need to really stop each other before I lose this advantage that I have. Of course, Alive has the advantage, I would undoubtedly say. But huge EMP and snipes going down over here, taking out a couple, EMPing some High Templar, and then forcing them to be an Archon snipe going down right there. And it's going to come in crashing, and the chargelets are let loose upon this Terran army. The Blinkstalker is going to be able to shoot down a couple Vikings, but now he doesn't even care because he only had one Colossus and now it's gone. Archon is being morphed in the back after those storms went down. There's another High Templar right there with plenty of energy for Storm. There are no ghosts in this. Oh man, eating a massive storm right there. The Vikings are going to land, and these Blinkstalkers are going to be able to take care of them. 3-3 is not in yet. Oh man, so much bile going down. If he could get another storm off, that army would just be devastated. Zealots coming forward, charging in. These Immortals are just living up to their name right there once more. And looks like this entire army is going to be cleaned up by Hero with plenty of Stalkers to spare as well. So Alive needing to kind of be probably not expecting that, probably not expecting the such great upgrades from Hero, because you know he only has 1-0. He's probably thinking I can just live with this. You know, I got some ghosts. I got 6 ghosts. I'm perfectly fine. The gold is now going to be taken. So you know, Hero definitely has that advantage now. We see it's a 139 supply, 139 supply for Alive to the 158 of Hero. These Stalkers are going to come in, see if they can take out this Planetary Fortress before it comes that. Zealot's going to be engaging this little Bioforce right there, as well as the Immortals. How much kills? 11 and 10, so 21 kills a piece from these Immortals. The EMP is going to go down on those Zealots, as well as the Immortals. These Ghosts are in the front lines, which is the exact opposite place you want the Ghosts to be, and they're going to eat a storm and all die as a result. The single Colossus is there. There are no Vikings on the field right now just because they're all taken out by those Blinkstalkers. So now again we're going to see more engagements, another storm going down, and there you go. The engagement coming in once more. This Colossus really trying to be focused down, but he is very resilient. He is not going to die. These High Templar, they got a storm apiece, and there's an Archon back there, and it looks like they might go for the gold. No, looks like Hero is going to just sit back and wait for the rest of his army to come. His Zealots and Colossus. The pylon going down right there, as we can see. Another Colossus is on its way. 3 Vikings being produced right now, and 4 High Templar being warped in. But you know what? What's it really matter with the Vikings? Because he's going to have 3 Colossus by the time those Vikings are going to engage. The amount of Blinkstalker, it's not going to really help you, I don't think. Funny, the Alive's kind of just dropping this factory right in the middle line. They're going to start making Hellions. Of course, it's going to siege up the Planetary Fortress so that Hero, you know, going to deny another base, or going to deny a base there. The Marines trying to take out that pylon, and only to be stopped by Zealots and the rest of the freaking army too. So Stalkers blinking forward. That's kind of how you know Hero is pretty confident in his skills right now, because you never blink forward, especially against a Terran. And there's the GG from Alive after 2 massive storms go down and other Colossus come in. And man, Hero taking that game in a game that I thought he was not going to take. I seriously thought when right in here he was dead. I did not expect him to win that game. You know, no offense to Hero or anything, but it's just I did not expect that. And there was actually that Hellion was cleaned up over here. I wonder if they got any additional kills. No, not really. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. My name is Nerdcraft. Please subscribe to my channel. There's be a button right there on the video, so please do that. Just helps me, keeps me going, helps me out. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's at nerd_craft. You'll get updates as to when I go live. You get updates as to when I go live on my live stream channel, as well as when I'm casting, when the videos get up. You know, all that sorts of fun stuff. So, you know, and everyone loves sorts of fun stuff. So I'll see you guys around. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this game. This was an awesome game. I mean, Alive versus Hero. Oh, perfect. But anyway, my name is Nerdcraft. That's it. I am out.